Hello, good morning. How are you? I am Burke, and you're watching Road Odyssey. Hey, how are y'all doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day. And I would like to ask you very much, please subscribe down below. That would be greatly appreciated. This video is, of course, about street racing. Now, you can get out there on the internet and find plenty of information about street racing. You can go and watch videos by 1320. There's several guys and gals out there that get into this street racing menagerie. Street racing began with horses. I mean, go back to like the Ben-Hur movie with the chariot racings. You know, that was like the first Indianapolis 500. So, you know, we're human. We like challenges and to do crazy things. So we have grown up with speed on our mind. You know, we always want to go faster. We always want to do crazy things, you know, do our donuts and have fun with our cars. A few examples of crazy speed and having fun with it and all that kind of stuff.
Why in the first place would you want to modify a car? Well, one reason may be because the car represents our culture and history. Then it's simply a hobby. It's all for fun. Other people do it because they enjoy car shows, or they like going to the cars and coffee events and socializing. And then still further, like myself, we enjoy going on cruises, whether they're scenic cruises or quicker, spirited cruises. It's just fun. And finally, modifying a car represents a person's individualism and who they are. So they like to represent themselves through their cars most often. By the late 1940s and early 1950s, kids that, regardless of whether they're blue collar, white collar, whatever, they learned from the moonshiners and early racers that they could modify a nice car and have something that they can go out and drag race and have a lot of fun with. Why street racing? Well, there are not that many tracks throughout the U.S. You might have them locally, California, Florida, Texas, you know, up north, but just not a lot of tracks. Where there were tracks, it could just present really long wait times. The drivers would get frustrated, and so they would just choose to get out on the road. Additionally, the people just wanted a thrill. Speed is addictive, and it's just fun. Also, it's a challenge in various ways. a challenge for yourself, challenge on your abilities of modifying a car and having it be reliable and fast and maneuverable. It's also for status, perhaps a social status with the groups that the person hangs out with. It could, here again, just be testing automotive ideas. But the worst reasons would be gang related and criminal activity. I've already shown you video clips of street racing from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. This is from the 1980s. While we watch this, let me tell you about the consequences of street racing. Criminal consequences for street racing always varies by state jurisdiction. Penalties for the drivers and spectators and other participants could include arrest and imprisonment for up to 3 months, possibly longer depending on the circumstances, vehicle impoundment, criminal fines often in the range of $1,000 or more easily, revocation of driver's license, cancellation of vehicle insurance or drastic increase in premiums, equipment violations, property damage, fines. I mean, there's a lot that can go on here that the police and state can throw at you. Under the Texas Penal Code, illegal street racing is a Class B misdemeanors. Racers who break the law can face up to 180 days in jail and a fine up to $2,000 or both simultaneously. Here again, you can lose your driver's license or have it suspended. Repeat offenders can be charged with a second-degree felony, suspended license, fine up to $10,000 or possibly more, jail time of 2 to 20 years, or all of the above. A third felony offense could lead to life in prison. Even in the late 1940s and early 1950s, hot rodders out on the streets were already creating havoc. This was a big enough problem that many hot rodder films had been published, and the governments really tried to influence the kids to be better drivers. As you can see in this clip of an old 53 film, there was high hopes that the amount of damage by street racing could honestly be reduced. By the early 1950s, there was developed the juvenile court, which was to aid kids to learn to drive better. Here's a clip of one from Dallas, and this helped the kids learn to appreciate driving, enjoying clubs in order to be better drivers if they're going to drive faster cars. Local governments worked together and found old airstrips, hoping that they could attract the hot rodders off the streets and into a more confined and controlled environment. Do you think that in the 50s, these films and everything else that was done got street racers off the road? Nope, not really. So this guy, Big Willie Robinson III, this is 1977. He went after it again in Southern California, tried to get people to get off the streets and racing on racetracks again. Tried to get local government to help him out. They fought him. And finally, they got a derelict drag strip and was able to, get some people off the road. But even from the 70s, as time keeps going on, do you really think all this has worked? I doubt it very much.
And oftentimes you'll see stuff in the news about people getting into crashes or killed because of street racing. in street racing is still a very important issue. So just like everything with us people, with our human nature, there's always the weakest link that we have to live by. If the weakest link wasn't quite so weak, we could have more fun in our life. So, for example, we have people doing burnouts at car shows or doing revs and, doing donuts in the road, having crashes, or speeding around a corner at a car show and running into a crowd. Well, what do you think the government's going to do? Shut us down. Learn your car, learn its limits, and learn your limits. It is very helpful. And stay off drugs, stay off alcohol, no guns, no gambling, none of that kind of business if you're wanting to have just nice, easygoing fun on the streets. So make sure there's no cops, make sure there's no other cars around, maybe no animals, whatever. Just safety first, right? Safety first. Be careful.
I personally dislike this video clip because I have a silver C6 and a C5 that is a Sebring silver.
So we don't want more people being killed. And it's being killed, and all these car wrecks that insurance companies, the governments, there's people that lobby and want all these hot rodding cars shut down. So be careful with your craziness.
Doing things like this can have very severe consequences. It is dangerous. Please, please, please get yourself educated if you're not already. Learn to drive as well as you possibly can before doing anything crazy.
Hey, well, thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Hope you subscribe down below. Thank you very much. That is great. Comment, give me all your little thought droppings down there. And in the description, I should have lots and lots of links to some of these old videos and pieces of information. Wow, well, it's a lot. I'm sorry it's such a long video. I just enjoyed making it, so it just sort of grew and grew and grew. So anyway, y'all have a fantastic day. Take it easy. Be safe out there on the roads if you're kind of noodling around and racing. I admit, I've done some myself. And y'all just have a fantastic day. Enjoy life. And I will see you later. Bye.